Well, the Packers say they're not going to trade Aaron Rodgers. While that might be true, there are reports that they're looking for a veteran quarterback to add for OTAs. They only have two quarterbacks on the roster, Rodgers and second-year player Jordan Love, who did not play at all his rookie season. And there aren't a lot of notable guys out there, or at least notable guys who still have it or have ever had it. Jeff Driscoll, Robert Griffin III, you got Blake Bortles out there, and former Packer Brett Hundley is also among the notable, if you could call it that, free agent quarterbacks who are available to the Packers if they want them. Let's bring in former NFL quarterback Danny Kanell. Danny, this news surfaced today from ESPN that the Packers are looking to add a quarterback, maybe not for the season, but at least for OTAs. What do you read into this, if anything?
I think it shows they have a severe problem on their hands. They have no idea what's going to happen with Aaron Rodgers. They have one quarterback on the roster in Jordan Love, who, yes, he needs a lot of reps. But in OTAs, you have first and second team, and it's sometimes with more guys around because the rosters are bigger. You have third team reps that are out there. So you can't just run Jordan Love into the ground. They need some depth at the position. And I think also it tells you that the Packers need to start preparing for the worst case scenario, which is either Aaron Rodgers sits out the entire season or that Aaron Rodgers calls their bluff and the Packers are forced to trade him. So I think this is very revealing, and I think they absolutely have to make a move and bring a quarterback in to add some depth as a backup plan in case there's life without Aaron Rodgers in Green Bay.
No MVP has ever gone and played for a different team the following season. Did have a couple MVPs who decided to retire after winning the award. All the chips on the table right now, Danny, if you had to say right now, where do you think he's playing next season?
Man, I look at the Vegas odds makers a lot to try to glean some information because typically they're a little more in the know, and you can kind of, and Green Bay is still the favorite. But, man, Aaron Rodgers is a stubborn human being, and he's got a lot of power and a lot of leverage. And I do think he has options, and I don't think football is his end-all, be-all. I mean, he did the Jeopardy gig. He's getting married. I don't even think he would mind a year off, so to speak. So I think he's going to play somewhere else other than Green Bay. And I have three teams for you, Chris, that I think would be the best landing spots for you. Denver's had the most buzz, and I do think it was revealing that with that 9th pick in the draft, they did not go quarterback. And Justin Fields was still on the board. Mac Jones was still on the board. I'm not a huge believer in Drew Lock or Teddy Bridgewater for the long term. I think Aaron Rodgers would make a massive difference. So I believe where there's smoke, there's fire. And I think the Broncos have a really, really strong interest in Aaron Rodgers. And it's probably some negotiating going on at the time. I do think the Miami Dolphins make some sense. And I think the Oakland Raiders make some sense. And if you notice, I've got three teams for landing spots that are all in the AFC, because I think you'd want to try to move them out of your own conference. So worst case scenario, you face them in the Super Bowl. But I think those are teams where the Raiders, I know there's always this kind of conversation around Derek Carr. Is he the guy? And is Gruden really happy with him? Gruden would love to have a guy like Aaron Rodgers. He would do whatever it takes. And the Miami Dolphins, I think they're in a very intriguing scenario because their roster is built to win now. Tua, we don't know. And we saw last year two quarterbacks play with Ryan Fitzpatrick. Well, you don't have that second option now with Ryan Fitzpatrick gone. And you've got a pretty intriguing piece in Tua that you might be able to trade along with some ones to Green Bay in return for Aaron Rodgers, and you could make it a run at the Super Bowl sooner rather than later. So those are my three landing spots in the AFC where I could see Aaron Rodgers possibly ending up.
A few months ago, before this Rodgers thing came about, we were all talking about Russell Wilson, and will the Seahawks trade him? Where might he go? He released through his agent some teams that he would be willing to go to if traded. How does the Rodgers thing compare to the Russell Wilson thing? And is this kind of mirroring what NBA players have done and becoming a disturbing trend?
Yes, I think you nailed it. I mean, NFL players have always looked around with an open eye and seen the guaranteed contracts from the NBA players. They've seen the power that NBA players have. And there's a real jealousy that's there of saying, man, why can't we have those contracts? Why can't we dictate our moves the way NBA players do? And I think some players are realizing, hey, maybe we can force our way out of a situation that maybe we're not happy with. And some of it, in Russell Wilson's case and in Aaron Rodgers too, they want more say in the roster and they want to have an influence on the players that they're playing with. And with the amount of money they're making, I would too. And with what's at stake for them, I would want to have a say. I don't think they should have final say, but I think they should absolutely be a part of the conversation. But I think you're onto something. I think the NFL players, and quarterbacks specifically, are realizing the type of leverage they have because of their value to the organization, where if the organization doesn't want to listen to them, there will be many suitors who would give them that opportunity to come in and have a say. And all you have to look for is Tom Brady and what he did in Tampa this past season.
Right, and how much of that, Tom Brady's success in Tampa at that age, kind of goes hand in hand with what we're seeing elsewhere with star quarterbacks wanting to maybe see if the grass is greener.
Massive influence. And I think there's another thing too, because Tom Brady was 20 years in New England. Aaron Rodgers has been 15 or 16 years with the Green Bay Packers. So we kind of envision Aaron Rodgers as staying in Green Bay. Well, he looked at that split, and while it wasn't forced by Tom Brady, it didn't come to the best end. And Brady gets out, all of a sudden he gets say in the roster by bringing in Antonio Brown, by bringing in Rob Gronkowski, by having input. He also has input on the play calling, and you didn't see that shift take place till later in the season, but eventually Bruce Arians and Tom Brady had a little sit down and said, wait a second, let's work together with this. And it worked perfectly in a Super Bowl. So I think you see a guy like Aaron Rodgers, twilight of his career, looking at the opportunity was afforded to Tom Brady, saying, man, what could be out there for me if I can get out of this situation? And with all the comments that you're seeing, the rumors about him calling his GM, Jerry Krause, and just the negativity, he's not going back, I think that's clearly what's unfolding, and Aaron Rodgers wants to give his hand to another team, and we are seeing this game of chicken play out between Aaron Rodgers and the Packers front office, and I don't think it ends well for the Green Bay Packers. I think Aaron Rodgers ultimately gets what he wants.
Wow, all right, that's Danny Kanell with us here on HQ saying he thinks Rodgers is going to be either playing elsewhere or not playing at all, but not playing in Green Bay. Right now, the Super Bowl odds look like this, and the Packers are dropping a bit because of the uncertainty around Aaron Rodgers at 16-1. And that's one of the reasons you see the Broncos up there so high, is because the Broncos are one of the favorites to land Aaron Rodgers in a potential trade. But the Chiefs are the favorites, with the Buccaneers, the defending champs, just behind at plus 650.
Do you want a sports network that delivers everything that matters about the game? The highlights, the picks, the instant analysis, no yelling, no fake debates, no politics. Hit the subscribe button and never miss a moment.